Hello, welcome back to my channel. My sleeve is falling down, risque. Okay, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elise. I hope you're all doing so good today. We are going to be going over my September TBR, which is wild. I am trying to fit in all of the summer books that I can in September because once October hits, I am like in October is like spooky vibes, autumn vibes season. And then it's like over for me. Like once we're after October, like I'm no longer in that space, but like October is for the spooky books. So in this TBR and in September, I really want to get to all the summer books before summer is over for me. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I am going to be first talking about the books that I will for sure be reading. And I think there's like 5. And then I'll be talking about the maybes because I'm realizing as I do these TBR videos that like, is it a TBR? Because like, am I gonna pick up these books? We don't actually know. I have not been picking up all the books that I've been putting in my TBR, but there are ones that I do know going in that I will for sure read. So let's start with those and then I will tell you when we shift into the maybes. So the first one that I will for sure be reading is Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen. And this is actually an autographed copy. Let's look at the autograph. There we go. And I am not like a super Franzen person. I have never read Franzen before. I found this copy secondhand, which is like wild. Like someone must have hated this to get rid of a first edition autograph copy. So we'll see. But I have heard from lots of people who have and have not read Franzen before that this is amazing. And people who have read him before have said that this is their favorite one. So I do think it'll be a good place to start for me. This is a thick boy, okay? Very thick, over 500 pages. So that is slightly intimidating. But this follows a family. It's kind of a family saga, family drama, and it's the Hildebrandt family, and they're in the Midwest, and the father of the Hildebrandt family is a pastor at a church, and it follows each POV, I believe, and we just get to see about their lives over a summer, I think. Am I making that up? Or over a year? Who knows, something like that. But I do think a good amount of it takes place in the summer, and I'm just excited for some religious commentary, some commentary on like the nuances and kind of the negative ways that religion can impact people, because you know, regardless of the religion, there are negative impacts. So I'm curious to get into some of that commentary and just like go on this long journey with this family. So I'm excited for this and will be getting to it. The main reason why I will for sure be getting to this month is this is the last book I need to finish one of my TBR challenges, and I want to get it done and get it out of the way. So I will be picking this up. And this, I should say, is published by FSG. All right, next one is A Perilous Undertaking, and this is by Deanna Raybourne, and this is a Veronica Speedwell series book. This is the second in the series, and this is published by, with the library copies, it always covers up the publisher, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to know? Berkeley. This is published by Berkeley, and this one, I won't tell you about the plot of this one, but in the first one, you meet Veronica and Stoker, and they're like a buddy pairing duo that get thrown together because she is supposedly in danger for her life. We don't know why. She doesn't know why. And Stoker is supposed to protect her. He is like a burly, grumpy guy, and she is a highly intelligent misfit. And this is a period mystery. So I'm very excited to get back to this. I read the first one a couple months ago and have been trying to get to the next one for a while, but just haven't prioritized it. But I am prioritizing it this month. I do really like this series, and this I think I will like more the closer in proximity I can read them together. So I am going to force myself to get to this one this month. So that is A Perilous Undertaking. Next one I will for sure be getting to is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi, and this is published by Atria Books. And this is Emezi's first romance, takes place in the summer, so I want to read it in the summer. And I haven't read a romance for a couple months now, so I'm excited to get back to one. And this one I will for sure be reading because I am buddy reading this with my lovely friend Kat from Kat Reads. And she is on Bookstagram, and I will link her Bookstagram down below, so if you want to check it out. She reads lots of romance, so if you're interested in romance, I highly recommend following her. And this one, I know it is like bisexual, I think, like the main character is bisexual. It like has multiple love interests within this. Like, I'm down, I'm ready to roll. Look at this cover, it just says summer. And I read another Akwaeke Emezi earlier this year and really enjoyed the writing style, so I'm excited to get back to it and see what their first romance is like. So that is this one. The other two that I will for sure be reading, I don't have. I'm going to be getting them from the library, well, or maybe buying them, who knows. But the first one is Julia and the Shark, and this is by Kiran Millwood Hargrave. And this is illustrated by Tome Defreston, which I believe is her husband, and it's published by Orion. And this is a picture book, but I think it's for all ages, but maybe intended for kids. But I'm very excited about reading it. And I will be buddy reading this with my friend Alice. So I'm very excited about that. I have 2 buddy reads this month, which, who is she? I love it. And this is one of my 5-star predictions. So is this, and so is the next book I'm going to be talking about. And this one I think is about like a mother and a daughter. The mother is kind of obsessed with sharks, and the daughter kind of inherits this love for them. And I believe her mother passes away, and so it's about dealing with her grief through like this connection of sharks. I believe, don't quote me on that, who knows, but I'm very excited to read this. So can't wait. I think it'll be very heartwarming, very sad, and very touching, but in like an uplifting and hopeful way. So I'm ready for that for summer. And like shark summer, like we're gonna do it. All right, and then the last one that I will for sure be reading is We Had to Remove This Post, and this is by Hanna Bervoets and translated from the German, I believe, by Emma Rault, and published by Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. And this is my last 5-star prediction on my TBR, so I'm reading 3 of my 5-star predictions this month because I need to get moving on them. And this one follows a group of content moderators, and it's about like what happens when you see that level of depravity day after day. It's very slim. I've heard great things, and I'm very intrigued for it, so I will be getting to that as well. And now we will be going into the books that are maybes. So like, I'm interested in these. Are these gonna end up being the ones that I pick up? I don't know, but I'm definitely interested and thinking about it. So the first one is very summery looking, and it's Sharks in the Time of Saviors, and this is by Kawai Strong Washburn. And this one is, I think, a little bit magical realism, but it takes place in Hawaii, and it's about this child who basically gets saved by great white sharks, and the shark like puts the child in its mouth and swims it back to shore so the child doesn't drown. And then it follows kind of that child and the family moving forward. So this seems like very summery ocean Hawaii times. I'm excited to potentially get to this in the summer and love this cover. It is stunning, so I'm excited about that. And then a cover that matches is this one. So I want to read something by Becky Chambers. I have 4 Becky Chambers books and have not read a single one. Like, why, Elise? But I have To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. And then I also have the first 3 books in the Wayfarers series. And the first one is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. And this was a Hugo Award winner, and I've heard great things about the series as a whole. So I want to read something by Becky Chambers. I'm deciding between these 2. This one, like I said, is the start of a series, and this one is longer. And then this one is a standalone and is very slim. So I'm just not quite sure like if I want to start with a standalone and see what I think of the writing, or if I just want to get straight into the series and dive into something a little like meatier. But meteor, like a meteor. Wow. I love it. But I do kind of want to get to sci-fi. I almost never read sci-fi, and I'm kind of in the mood to just read more like widely genre-wise for September, because I feel like I've been reading a little bit of like same old, like my classic go-tos for a while. So I'm trying to branch out a little bit in September. So wanting to get to one of these sci-fi. So who knows which one I will pick up. The next one I'm thinking about reading, which I've been thinking about picking up the last several months, but just haven't fully gone there yet, is How Much of These Hills is Gold? And this is by Pan Zhao. And this was nominated for the Booker Prize in 2020. And this is supposed to be a Western. And so many people were like, oh, I never read Westerns. I would have never thought to read a Western. And I loved this. And so if it worked for everyone else, I'm hoping it'll work for me. So I don't know if I've ever even read a Western before. And I just want to get to different things, like I was saying before. So I'm very intrigued to pick this up. I hope it will be good. And we shall see. I know it's like combining Chinese kind of lore and symbolism with a Western. So that does sound very intriguing. But yeah, excited to get to this. Lots of orange books this month. And then the last one that's a maybe on my TBR is Ghost Wall, and this I have from the library, and this is by Sarah Moss, whom I've never read before, and again have multiple books by her and I've never read them. And this is published by, who knows? Who are you published by? This is published by FSG. And this one, I believe, is kind of dark, so I'm wondering if maybe I put it at the end of the month to transition me into October. Does that sound like a good plan? And this one involves a ghost wall, so it has that going for it. And I've just heard that Sarah Moss's writing is spectacular, and this one is so slim, and I have heard great things. So I'm interested in letting this be my transition book into spooky season. So that is the TBR, my friends. And let me know if you have read any of these and what you thought of them. And if you're interested in reading any of them, let me know that as well. If you are planning to read something in September and you already know, tell me down below. I very much want to hear what you'll be reading so I can get some more recommendations. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video where hopefully I will have read some of these books. Who knows? Bye!